I am, during the season of Lent, oftentimes just awestruck with the power of the gospel. I wrote a letter today for Christy to put in the newsletter, which you'll see in March. But it was in that letter I was reflecting upon how oftentimes in my own walk with God, I am just confronted with this understanding that I am so imperfect. I'm so broken, right? And I'm sure many of you have the same experiences in your journeys. And when I go to God with those prayers, the question that I often ask Him is, how in the world can you use someone like me who's so broken to be able to do the things of God and to serve you and to shine like a light in the world? And that is what just causes me to stop and worship and to be thankful for the grace and the mercy of God that I have found in Jesus Christ. And so I want to remind you of that. And so as I was reflecting on that, I wrote a song, a worship song, and I want to sing it in worship now, but as a blessing to you, that as you reflect upon the lyrics and the words of this song, you are drawn closer into that deep relationship that you have with God in Christ as one of God's children, that He loves you so very, very much. And you're just in a different place now because of that love. You are no longer broken, because in Christ you've been made whole. And that's what this song's about. And I hope that the truck, scraping snow doesn't distract you too much. But they're working on redeeming our streets, just like God is working on redeeming the world through us. So it's a good ambiance, for this worship song. But I want to play this for you. Be patient with my chording along on the piano. I'm not a professional pianist by any means. But here's this song, untitled as of yet, but here we go. The glory of the Lord is falling in this place. It's a love we can't afford. By the riches of His grace, a love that sets us free from the chains that hold us down. We are redeemed by the mercy of the Lord. So we lift up holy hands, for we have been restored. Oh, we've gone to foreign lands, but our Father's love is sure, with a love that draws us in and will never let us go, removes our sin, and the broken are made whole. I'm going to try that again. it's falling in this place. With a love we can't afford. By the riches of His grace. With a love that sets us free from the chains that hold us down. We are redeemed by the mercy of the Lord. So we lift up holy hands, for we have been restored. I knew what I was doing there. Oh, the glory of the Lord. Oh, it's falling in this place. Where the love we can't afford. By the riches of His grace. A love that sets us free from the chains that hold us down. We are redeemed by the love and the glory of the Lord. It's falling in this place. The love we can't afford. God, help me play this. You know, it's during Lent that I am awestruck at the gospel of God, and it is only by His mercy and His grace that one like me could serve in the capacity that I do. And I often ask God, what is it that you see in me that could convince you to use one like me? And I'm sure you've had thoughts like that before too, but every single time I go to God with that thought, He says, just stop it, David. You're my child and I love you. And it's not about performance. I think you've heard me say that a lot of times. And so anyway, this Lent, I've written this worship song that sort of reflects my thoughts on our salvation and this gift, this treasure that we have in Christ. And so I want to play this for you and hope that you can see that this is who we are in Christ, that it's not about how fancy we are or how perfect we nail it every time, but it is by the grace of God, and we're not broken anymore. You know, we are made whole through the grace of Jesus Christ. And so there's a glory for each one of us as Paul writes, that we have this treasure in jars of clay, and the glory of God can take up residence in places like my heart, in places like your heart. So that's what this song is about. So I'm going to sing it, and I want you to reflect upon the mercy and the love of God and how awesome it is. Oh, the glory of the Lord, yeah, that's fallen in this place. It's a love we can't afford, by the riches of His grace. A love that sets us free from the chains that hold us down. We are redeemed by the mercy of the Lord. So we lift up holy hands, we have been restored. We have gone to foreign lands, but our Father's love is sure, with a love that draws us in and will never let us go. Removes our sin, broken or made whole. Oh, the glory of the Lord, is falling in